Week 15 was absolutely insane, with Phillip Rivers getting to play football again, and somebody turned the injury sliders up to 1,000. But we are another week closer to the playoffs, and they'll be here before we know it. Last week, I'm just gonna blame Geno Smith for my problems and move on. In this video, I'll be predicting every week 16 game with score predictions. If you enjoyed this video, then please drop a like and subscribe if you're new. Subscribe takes just a second, and it really helps me out. Thank you, and let's get started. Philadelphia Eagles versus Washington Commanders. Well, if there was ever a team to get right against, it's the Raiders. And that's exactly what the Eagles did, winning 31-0. Jalen Hurts rebounded with a good game, and the defense obviously played well. The Commanders, after getting shut out by the Vikings last week, came back and beat the Giants. They finally did the smart thing and shut Jaden Daniels down for the season, meaning Marcus Mariota is once again starting. This is a pretty easy one. I'll take the Eagles 31-17. It would take a lot for the Commanders to come even close to Philadelphia, and we all know they're tanking anyway. Green Bay Packers versus Chicago Bears. I don't think anybody had a worse week 15 than the Green Bay Packers, who not only lost to the Broncos, which put the Bears back in first place in the NFC North, but Micah Parsons also tore his ACL. What he's done for that defense cannot be understated, and frankly, I'm really worried that unit is going to regress heavily. The Bears are coming off an absolute thrashing of the Browns. Caleb Williams threw one of the most improbable touchdowns you'll ever see, and the defense completely shut down the Browns' offense. The Packers beat Chicago when these two faced off 2 weeks ago, but this time I'm taking the Bears 28-27. Not having Micah Parsons is going to make stopping this offense very difficult, and I think the Bears hold on to first place. Los Angeles Chargers versus Dallas Cowboys. Well, good job, Dallas. You really let 9 effectively eliminate you from the playoffs. The Cowboys defense has heavily regressed these past few weeks, and their offense just can't keep up. Now they have to win out and have the Eagles lose out just to sniff the playoffs, and considering the Eagles play Washington twice, yeah, that's not happening. The Chargers are coming off eliminating the Chiefs from the playoffs, and while I'm not sure they can catch up to the Broncos, they are in a good position to return to the postseason. I'm going to take LA 30-26. I just don't trust the Dallas defense right now, and I'm expecting a big Justin Herbert game. Minnesota Vikings versus New York Giants. Yeah, I think it's safe to say the Giants are getting the #1 overall pick. Losing to the Commanders after they got shut out is a new low. Jackson Dart continues to take steps forward, so that's good. Someone else who's taken massive steps forward is JJ McCarthy. These last 2 weeks have been really good, and he had his best game last week against Dallas. Somehow Justin Jefferson still can't get going, but the Vikings are looking a lot better than they did a few weeks ago. I'm going to take Minnesota to get a 3rd straight win, 27-17. Brian Flores and the defense are going to smother the Giants, and as long as 9 doesn't revert back to throwing 9 interceptions a game, the Vikings will be fine. Cincinnati Bengals versus Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins finally did it. They benched Tua Tagovailoa, meaning Kirk Cousins is no longer the most expensive backup QB in the league. This is definitely his last season in Miami, and honestly a good game for Quinn Ewers to get his first start considering how bad the Bengals defense is. The Bengals have now officially been eliminated from the playoffs after getting shut out by the Ravens, which is something I don't think anyone saw coming, especially after the Thanksgiving game. They couldn't convert a 3rd down to save their life, and Joe Burrow also threw 2 interceptions in enemy territory. But this is a great bounce back opportunity against a bad Dolphins team. I'll take Cincy 30-18. Miami's defense is the worst that Joe Burrow has faced this season, and I think they'll put up a lot of points. Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Carolina Panthers. Should the Panthers ever be normal for once? I mean, god damn. Honestly, I should have seen this loss to the Saints coming. It's what the Panthers do. They had a prime opportunity to take control of the NFC South and blew it. The Bucs started blowing it way earlier. Remember when they were 5-1 and Baker was in MVP talks? Yeah, now they lost 5 out of their last 6, and Todd Bowles better be fine after this season because allowing Kirk Cousins and the Falcons to convert a 3rd and 28 and a 4th and 14 is laughable. I feel like both these teams are trying their absolute hardest to let the other win the division, but one thing's for sure, whoever does win isn't making it past the first round of the playoffs. I guess I'll take Carolina here 26-23 because at least they aren't currently spiraling out of control, but I wouldn't be surprised if this game just ends in a tie. New York Jets versus New Orleans Saints. Real shocker here, but Brady Cook is like if Brady Quinn and Connor Cook had a baby, aka he's straight up ass. Need I say more about the Jets season? The Saints have now won 2 straight against the 2 leading NFC South teams, and Tyler Shuck honestly looks really good, so that's nice, even if they are currently ruining their tank. Obviously, the Saints are winning this one. I'll go 20-14. Somehow, the Jets hit a new low every season. Buffalo Bills versus Cleveland Browns. Well, 1 week after Shedeur looked like Shadedly Sanders, he has now regressed into Shadogshit Sanders, because dogshit is exactly what he made all Browns fans taste after watching that performance against the Bears. Jerry Jeudy didn't help, but legends will always remember 2024 before Jerry. Bills managed to come back down 21-0 and pull off a huge win over the Patriots to stay alive in the AFC East race. Matthew Stafford should and will win MVP this season, but Josh Allen isn't too far behind, especially the past couple weeks where he's played out of his mind. Obviously, I'm taking the Bills here 30-20. The only thing Browns fans have to look forward to in this game is Myles Garrett potentially breaking the sack record, which I hope he does. Kansas City Chiefs versus Tennessee Titans. And just like that, after terrorizing the league since 2018, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs have been eliminated from the playoffs. This will be the first time in his career that Mahomes doesn't play in the AFC Championship game. Unfortunately, he also tore his ACL against the Chargers, so hopefully he can make a full recovery by next season, but this year, it's over. The Titans went back to their losing ways, dropping one of the 49ers, but at least Cam Ward played well. There's not much else to say about them. I am going to take Kansas City to win here 17-16. Even though Gardner Minshew is playing, the Chiefs defense is likely not going to allow the Titans to really do anything. Jacksonville Jaguars versus Denver Broncos. Okay, Trevor Lawrence has arrived. I get it's the Jets, but Lawrence had the best game of his career last week, putting up 6 total touchdowns and a 48-20 win. He made some absolutely incredible throws, and finally, after years of waiting, it seems like he's taken that next step and is looking more and more like the prince that was promised. Bo Nix is also coming off the best game of his career, putting up 4 touchdowns and a huge win over the Packers to maintain the 1 seed. He also made a ton of big time throws, and this game is going to be electric. Today I'm going to take Denver 27-24. Their defense is one of the best in the league, and if there's anyone that can slow Trevor down, it's this unit. Atlanta Falcons versus Arizona Cardinals. He did it again. Kirk Cousins once again turned into prime Tom Brady like he does every time he played the Bucs. 11 of Kirk's 24 touchdown passes with Atlanta have come against Tampa. That's just insane. The Cardinals had a pretty typical Cardinals loss. Their offense was mostly held in check by Houston defense, and they had yet another running back, Bam Knight, get hurt, meaning they're rolling out Michael Carter and Amari DeMarcado against the Falcons. Yeah, I'll take Atlanta here 20-24. Kirk probably won't play as well as he did last week because it's not the Bucs, but I expect Bijan to have a big game and the Falcons pull out another win. Las Vegas Raiders versus Houston Texans. If I had a nickel for every time the Raiders lost 31-0 to a team that played in Super Bowl 59, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Also, Geno Smith is back. Have fun against this Texans defense, who just thrashed the Cardinals, dropping a 40 bomb with CJ Stroud, Nico Collins, and Jawar Jordan of all people going off. Yeah, this isn't going to be pretty. I'll take the Texans 31-6. The NFL might have to make this rated R for how much the Raiders offense is going to get murdered. Pittsburgh Steelers versus Detroit Lions. The Lions are the most consistent team in the NFL, and I say that because they haven't won or lost more than 2 games in a row since week 5. They're coming off a close loss to the Rams, where their offense played really well, but their defense, outside of Aiden Hutchinson, couldn't really do anything. The division is still looking likely, but they need to start stacking wins if they want to even make the playoffs. The Steelers are one step closer to winning their division after beating the Dolphins pretty easily and getting to a bench. DK Metcalf had an insane touchdown, and Aaron Rodgers was very efficient. Now, due to the Lions getting it done here 29-21, they should be able to mostly pick apart the Steelers defense, and I just don't see Rodgers being able to keep up. New England Patriots versus Baltimore Ravens. After getting destroyed a couple weeks ago on Thanksgiving, the Ravens somehow managed to come back and shut out the Bengals in their rematch. I don't really know how they did it, but this is the best performance we've seen from this defense in a while. Lamar continues to not do much, but if this defense keeps playing like this, then they'll be fine. The Patriots also heartbreaker to the Bills, blowing a 21-point lead. Drake May unfortunately wasn't amazing, and the 1 seed may no longer be a reality. However, I see the Patriots bouncing back with a 30-23 win. Based on how they've been basically all season, I don't trust the Ravens defense to replicate last week's success, and Drake May gets back in the win column. San Francisco 49ers versus Indianapolis Colts. I don't know what's more surprising, the fact that Philip Rivers is playing football in the Big 2025, or the fact that he really didn't look all that bad. I mean, hell, he almost beat the Seahawks, who are arguably the best team in the league. The game plan was excellent, and if the defense were just playing so well all game, didn't collapse in the final moments, Rivers would be 1-0 right now. As for the Niners, they expectedly took care of business against the Titans, and while it would be awesome if Rivers could win this game, I'm going to take San Fran 24-20. Rivers is unfortunately very limited as a QB, but going against an injured 49ers defense, there's a world in which he walks out of here with a win. I just don't see it. But that's it. Those are my Week 16 NFL predictions. Where do you agree? Where do you disagree? Comment below. If you enjoyed this video, then please drop a like and subscribe if you're new, and that's it for me. See ya.